Hi, Brian the Hawaiian here with another episode of the Reno Relocation Realtor. We're in Season 1, Episode 5. Today's subject, living in Reno, 5 things you may not have known about in Reno Sparks. Item number 1. Yes to business, yes to jobs, no to taxes. About 8 to 10 years ago, Reno Sparks went through a terrible time when we had the housing crash. And as you may know, when people go through economic hard times, one of the first things that gets cut from their budget is the vacation or maybe the gambling. And that's what Reno's economic program was under. It was under hospitality, hotels, and gambling. So they figured out we got to do something about this because we don't want to go through this huge economic turmoil again. City officials got together and they identified a huge underutilized resource, USA Parkway, the largest industrial park in the United States, and it was only 15-20 miles from Reno. So they said, we want to attract one big player to start, just one big company to come to Reno and put their facility in the USA Parkway, and we think they will follow. All will follow. And sure enough, they found Tesla, and they won the bid for Gigafactory 1, and it was a huge windfall for Reno Sparks. It brought thousands of jobs, and it put Reno Sparks on the map. And with that came a bunch of other companies like dominoes falling. Switch moved in, and they opened the largest data center in the world. Apple has their data center, and they recently built this huge solar array to power up a lot of the facilities out there in the USA Parkway. Microsoft and Intuit moved into Reno. Patagonia is over by 4th Street by the river, and that's where they have their West Coast distribution center. Makita Power Tools opened their West Coast distribution center just less than a mile away from where our homes are here in Reno North Valleys. But it continues to grow because just 2 weeks ago, Mary Kay announced that they're opening their West Coast distribution center here in Reno. So Reno continues to grow and be economically blossoming. But with the new companies comes new jobs. And that's great too, because with a lot of new jobs, our economy grows and becomes stronger. The quality of life goes up. And I think that's a great thing. So yes to businesses, yes to jobs. And what's really great about Nevada, we don't have state income tax for individuals or businesses. Yes, there is a sales tax for businesses, but that's on goods, but we don't have an income tax for individuals. So at the end of the year, whereas you would be paying income tax to the state you lived in, or if it was a state income tax there, you don't have that payment here, and that's like getting a pay increase, which is really nice to do. So that's item number 1 on our list of 5. Now item number 2 is housing. Now, as you know, there's a lot of cities in the country where there is super high housing costs. San Jose, San Francisco, Los Angeles, New York, Washington, D.C. are on the extreme side of the scale. And it can cost you $3,500 for a studio per month. That's crazy. Whereas in Reno, it's $1,200 a month or less. That could add a lot of quality to your life. And with housing, purchasing a house, you'll find that 3-bedroom, 2-bath houses in a pretty good neighborhood, close to shopping and dining and entertainment, starts in at about $350,000. You could find a little lower, but starts in generally at $350,000. And as you go up in higher areas, location means a lot to pricing of homes in any area. You could go up to some pretty nice price ranges where you would have views and you'd have these beautiful laid out homes and so forth. But you'll find that the pricing for homes is very good here in Reno and could offer you some a nice quality life for a good price point. Hard to match anywhere else. Item number 3, abundant new culture. What's really cool about living in a tier 2 city is the business owners, the small business owners, are willing to take a chance. They're willing to go out there and do something different and do something cutting edge to get noticed and be successful. And a good example of that is our craft brewery program here in Reno. There are over 40 craft breweries here in Reno, and it's just a great place to go and enjoy a very unique and special type of experience. Right now the bars are not open. We're in the second week of August, so naturally, we're going through this situation with the virus, and so again, there is probable that we'll figure it out and everything will reopen again very soon. So craft brewery is a great thing. Another good example is the dining. We several years ago we had a young chef, Mark Estes, who opened a restaurant called Campo, and that restaurant was proclaimed top 10 new restaurants in America by Esquire magazine. What a great restaurant! I had dinner there shortly after, and they had this Chilean sea bass that was just off the charts. It was like really, really good. But there's a lot of great dining like that here in Reno. They have unique ethnic type foods and something really great to enjoy. Events and festivals, again, events and festivals are closed at this time due to the virus program, and they will reopen, and you'll be enjoying things like the rib cook-off and hot August nights and the Italian festival and the hot air balloon event, and of course the national air races, and there's Shakespeare on the lake and all these cool things that happen and will be available to you once we get our situation corrected and on track. And museums and shopping, and right just through the center of Reno is the Truckee River, and you have the river walk along there. You got some great restaurants. Campo is there, Wild River Grill is there, some great places to enjoy. There's a sushi bar and all kinds of different venues all along the river, and it's a very cool place to enjoy. So that's kind of wraps up the abundant new culture and brings me into number 4, which is the great outdoors. Less than an hour away from Reno Sparks is Lake Tahoe, and Lake Tahoe, North Lake Tahoe is about 40 minutes, and South Lake Tahoe is about an hour to an hour 20 minutes from Reno Sparks. Now this is an alpine lake at an elevation of 8,000. So when you go to Lake Tahoe North, you're going to see a lot of ski resorts, and the ski resorts are great to enjoy. There's Squaw Valley, which was in 1960 the Winter Olympics location, and you'll see if you go there to visit, you'll see a lot of the Winter Olympics things still there, and great place to enjoy skiing. In fact, there are more ski slopes per square mile in North Lake Tahoe than anywhere else in the United States. South Lake Tahoe has Heavenly, and they have all these different ski resorts as well, and lots of things to enjoy in the water during the spring and summer. So Lake Tahoe is kind of year round, spring, summer, fall, winter. It's just a beautiful place to be. Also, Truckee River, there's fishing, and you can do the river rafting down the Truckee River, and then there's hiking. You can go biking, whether it be trail biking outdoors, or you can bike from, there's a spot that you can bike from in North Lake Tahoe, and you can bike all the way for 14 miles. My sister-in-law just told me about that. They went on that on Friday. It was a great ride, very picturesque, very enjoyable. So that wraps up number 4, the great outdoors. Moving on to number 5, University of Nevada, Reno. About a year and a half ago, UNR received a Carnegie Tier 1 status. And what that means is they now are in the top 100 research universities in the country. That puts them in the same caliber and right there with Harvard and Yale and MIT and Princeton and Cornell and all these great universities. And part of the programs that brought them there was the science department, the engineering department, and they're building a whole huge second building for the engineering department, the medical school, the earthquake science school, and the biotechnology departments. These are all very prestigious research programs for UNR. They've done a fabulous job, and they offer the residents, the people that come to live in Reno, resident status and the ability to attend a really great university with some great programs for education, starting your family, your young family members out with a good life, with good education. So this wraps up our Living in Reno, 5 things you might not have known about Reno Sparks, and I hope you enjoyed our episode today. My name is Brian the Hawaiian. If you enjoyed today's episode, please click on the like button, and if you'd like to see more of my videos, please press on the subscribe button and you'll get them in the future. Again, hope you enjoyed today's episode. Thank you for joining us. I look forward to seeing you again. Aloha and mahalo!